Hello, this is Talmir, and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're looking at one heck of a beaten up iPhone 8 Plus. There's three things that it needs. It needs a new screen, it needs a new battery, and it needs a new back glass. So this is what it looks like, and oh gosh, is that, like, look at the lines going through that screen. It is just a mess. You can see how badly peeled up it is. It's actually partly peeled away from the, ooh, there's a piece of glass that just flaked off. You can see it's connected to the screen, but it's peeling up. And then I think I just mentioned already the battery, but here's a really weird one. Whatever technician did the back glass replacement, because this definitely had a back glass replacement before, you can see it's been pretty taped up. And when you have a back glass replacement done with an iPhone 8 or any iPhone really, they are always knockoffs. The back glasses for these are knockoffs, right down to the logo. But you can see right here how it's been shattered. They don't go like this, like almost blocky shatters. What instead happens with the originals is they spider web, and the spider webbing is very tiny, and it's always a lot less sharp than these back glass replacements. But what is really, like, I'd say it's infuriating for me to see is that whatever tech worked on this last didn't really glue this down particularly well. In fact, let me show you on the desk view just how bad this is. This is what I'm talking about. The guy only glued the edges. It was as if he had used the kind of adhesive you'd use for a screen, maybe. Look at this. See that? Only the edges were glued. Oh my goodness. And not just that. This is definitely the fastest back glass replacement I've ever done. I still need to clean this up. But not only that, you can see here, all this gray, this is the glue. This is the original glue that is still in place. And I can see quite clearly that this was done with a laser machine, but they haven't cleared out the glue. They were super lazy about this repair, and they weren't kind either. Like, they tore what, I actually don't know what this is, but they tore the material here, the very top. They've really gouged it. I've never seen that before. That's pretty bad. So let's toss that. And I think I'm going to remove that screen first before we put this underneath the machine, just in case. It's not so much important for the screen as much as the camera. You know, it's really frustrating. They've even, whatever tech worked on this, just put in whatever screws they felt like putting in for the pentalobes. Oh my gosh. Talk about not just using whatever they wanted to. They used a Phillips right here. There's a Phillips that they put in. Look at that. What the heck? I actually used, let me see if I can focus on this. That's a Phillips. Wow. There we go. That's out. It's rough in here. This phone's nasty. There's wrong, like, there's they used the wrong screw here. They used the wrong screw here. Two screws over here wrong. Stripped screws. Missing screw. Oh man, this is just nuts. There's a screw just sitting here. Yeah, we got to get these shields off. We're going to pop those out. And I think, oh, there's another screw. I think I'm going to go ahead and immediately replace the battery. Just go immediately at it. Get that out of the way before moving on. This is one heck of a dirty phone. I've already gotten the battery out. If you guys are wondering how to do one of these types of repairs, I do have other videos that explain how to do a battery replacement in pretty much most iPhones. This phone was definitely not properly done. Whatever technician did this should be ashamed of themselves. It's in rough shape. Okay, that looks pretty clean. I'm going to toss in the new battery now. Let's get that turned on. Now, the reason why I got to get that battery in place first is because I do need some pressure on the back here. I need stability while working on this. You see this little marker right here? There's like a little perfect circle. That right there is a perfect indicator. You can see it really clearly right there that this back was, it did have a laser machine used on it to loosen up the glue. There we go, we're in. Let's go back one. We're going to go down to the battery setting. 100% battery health, that's what I'm looking for. So it's ready. I can put this in. As usual, connect the ribbon cable for the battery first, then drop it in place. It shouldn't need testing at this point. I'm going to be simply just disconnecting the screen because next I gotta go over to my laser machine and remove that ancient glue that's on the back of this phone. Sorry guys, I completely forgot to record this. I already put it through the laser machine. It cleaned up very well. I'm just gonna go and use a razor blade to clean the rest of this off, and then I'll be able to switch over and get some glue on this and get that new back on. That's a silver frame. The back wasn't even the correct color. How about that? So I got all that cleaned off. Looks pretty good. I'm going to just give it a quick wipe down with a bit of isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab. I gotta put the screen in first before I put the back glass on, because I gotta put this into a vise to just press it all together. I'm just gonna go over this really quickly. Alright, that's been cleaned up. Let's get the parts swapped over to the new screen. Okay, before anything, I do need to test the screen. I was gonna go and put everything over, but I just remembered that probably should be done first. Alright, so far so good. Very good. That's working. Let's turn that screen off. Now this should be relatively easy to come out, simply because of the fact that it has been replaced before. So I think the only things that'll be really hard to get up, well, not really hard, but relatively difficult to get out, will be that center pad right here. Even this little bit here will not be overly hard to get out. The little 4 golden pads that connect the earpiece. There, yeah, came out really easily. Keep finding little flakes of glass everywhere. Alright, so far so good. Okay, earpiece has been moved over. Let's get the home button next. I'm noticing here too, there's screws missing. There's a screw missing here and here. This is terrible. That's something that somebody had told me about. That's quite interesting. Is if you're trying to get this home button out, it's a really good idea to heat this up first before taking it out, because sometimes if you peel it out, it can damage it. That was from a commenter. I don't remember which, but I really appreciate that comment. And heat up from the back here. I think that should be enough. There we go, that came out pretty easily. Just going to take my tweezers and just push the plastic down here. That is something that I've discovered that it's a good idea to test, is the button, the home button, not just the home button in general, but the fingerprint reader after you've transferred it, because I have encountered with one screen that it had an issue with the fingerprint reader pulling an error message. And I'm pretty sure that it can be fixed. This was on an iPhone 7. I'm pretty sure it can be fixed relatively easily just by changing out a cable, and I think that's what the problem was. So I'll need to find a couple of screws, and I think there was a screw here that I need as well, because I didn't see that one. I do have a little bin of screws that I saved from phones that I scrap. Alright, we found all the screws for that. I gotta go and find myself a new seal. I want to do one more test before I put a seal in, though. Now that I've got all the cables, well, at least the home button. I want to test the home button. Okay, so far so good. I need to peel some of this up in order to feel the button itself to do the test. iPhone unlock. That's working very well. Happy to see that. I always like to start off with the earpiece first. Put that in place first. It does make life a lot easier to get that down first and then these next. Okay. Now while I'm going and putting the shields in place, I'm going to be turning the phone on and let it boot itself up just for a final test. I do lots of tests. You'll notice that in my videos. There's nothing more annoying than ruining a seal because you forgot something. Okay, we got all those in. Nice. Finally get the screen in place. Not missing anything. I just like to do one final check through just to take a look. Looks good. Let's get all that crunched back together. Now the screw that was used in here is actually one for a gold phone, not a silver phone. You'll notice that it is silver. So I'm going to see if I have any silver pentalobe screws just hanging around. Oh, I'm going to say that I'm out of luck. I've got lots of the gold ones and lots of the black ones, but no silver. They've stripped most of these. They just keep swirling around in circles. How sad. Putting them in regardless. They gotta have something down there to keep the screen fixed properly. And I can't get it stuck down properly either because those screws won't tighten up. So it just keeps popping up every once in a while. This phone is in a rough shape. Okay, let's get that back glued in place. There you go. I don't think there's anything missing or Wrong. I should have actually put the glass on first. I forgot. Just to do a bit of a test. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Okay, I'm taking it out already. It's only been about maybe 20 minutes since I put it in. And the only reason I'm taking it out this quick, and that is quick, 20 minutes is quick, is because the customer is asking about it. Oh, I gotta take my stickers off. The customer's asking about it. So I gotta take it out. It's okay to take it out after only 15 minutes. It's just not great. I prefer to leave it for at least 2 hours to dry. Even just 1 hour is not terrible. Now these videos, if there's anything that you're seeing here for tools that I am using that you think might be useful for your own repairs, or even supplies that you see that I'm using, the majority of them you can find as Amazon affiliate links in the video description. They are waiting there for you. Now I'm going to scrape some of this glue off just with a plastic scraping tool. Now I just go over with some alcohol. This really helps break down the excess glue that's around the corners. Unfortunately, because it isn't completely dry, it may smear some of the glue that isn't completely dry out from underneath the corners. And it doesn't look pretty when you do that. But we're all done, guys. We got that new battery in there. As you can see, it is saying 100%, which is great. New screen, fixed up, compared to that super bashed up one. That's super messed up. And there's that old one again. Man, is that ever ugly looking. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. So guys, if you liked the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.